What is up, Virgo? How are you guys doing? Time to go ahead and take a little peek and see how things are looking for y'all for the third week of June. So remember, this is just a weekly check-in. So it's just a quick, energetic overview. It's not a deep dive into all the different situations and scenarios like the monthly, the mid-month, the bonus, the extended. Just a quick general energetic overview. So, for those of you who are in need of a personal reading, you can find all the information you need on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. Also, I keep forgetting to bring this up. I've gotten some complaints lately about people not being notified when I go live. This is nothing new. This is something that I've been dealing with pretty much my whole career. It's not a constant thing. It happens maybe once every year or so, where everybody's notifications just get turned off randomly. So if you used to get notified when I go live and now you don't, just go check your notifications, make sure they're turned on. Maybe unsubscribe, resubscribe. Yeah. Happens once every year or two. I don't know why. It's out of my hands. I have no control of it. So, all right, let's hop into this. Let's just get a quick overview of your situation. Quick overview of Virgo's situation. And I would like to be able to look at the person you're dealing with too. I'm going to take a deeper dig into their energy here in just a second, but let's see if anything wants to come out here. What's going on with Virgo's situation? Uh-oh. Bunch of them fell on the floor. Too many. Too many. But I tell you, the one that's yelling at me is the Five of Cups there. But I'm going to put it back in the deck. Let's shuffle this up 3 times. 1, 2... and 3. Oh, we got that karmic wheel in the reverse. 2 of Cups, Knight of Cups reverse. Not this shit again. Come on, man. All Gemini season, I've been seeing this back and forth shit, man. So, okay. Well, so there's definitely a karmic tie here. A really strong karmic tie. For some of you, with the 6 of Swords reversed, it's an on and off repeat karmic cycle. For some of you. But for those of you dealing with a past person, I am kind of feeling like you and this person are coming together and connecting. But as far as a move being made to really get this situation up off the ground or push through whatever challenge that you all are working through, I'm not really seeing that happening. I'm not really seeing any effort being put forth to really get forward movement happening with this situation. And it's getting to a point where it's just starting to weigh on you very heavily, and I'm thinking you're really starting to question whether or not it's even worth it. You're really starting to question whether or not it's even worth it. I'm not seeing anything here indicating that you're giving up or throwing in the white towel. I'm not seeing that. But, I mean, I do think that you may be flirting with the thought of that. You know? Just looks like a repeat cycle. Like whatever issue you all have been, it's not really giving me much here. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. Communication is horrible right now. There's way too many missing puzzle pieces here. Maybe there's missing puzzle pieces for you too. Let me just see this person's energy. See, when that back and forth shit comes out like that, it's so tough to pin down, you know? Let me look at this person's energy, their feelings for you, their intentions, all that good stuff. Person Virgo's dealing with, what are their truest deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Very superficial individual. Could be an earth sign for some of you. It almost kind of feels like this is somebody that wants closure. So when I do these weekly check-ins, I do the best that I can to try to throw a blanket over as many different situations as I possibly can. But that's going to be hard with this right here. I'm not going to lie. Like 80% of this energy is either past person energy or just somebody you're in separation with. So I'm going to try to cover other situations, but that's what this is looking like. This kind of feels like somebody that is keeping a very close eye on you. And at the end of the day, I think they just kind of want closure. I think whatever it was that happened between the two of you is just weighing on them very heavily and making them lose sleep at night. It's almost kind of like they just want to get closure just to get the weight off their chest, you know? It's kind of like they just want to close this out and be done with it. I'm not seeing anything here indicating that this person is overflowing with emotion. You know, not seeing that. Could be a third party in the mix for some of you. This is just one of the most confusing damn spreads I've pulled. Now, not this one, both spreads. This whole reading, both spreads I've pulled so far is very confusing. Now, I don't know. Usually when that happens, it's because the situation is confusing. Because I'm trying to look at it from your perspective. And maybe I'm seeing missing puzzle pieces because you're seeing missing puzzle pieces. You know? And if you're seeing missing puzzle pieces, and so am I, that would mean that they really are missing, that there is nothing to figure out here, you know? But no, I don't think this is somebody that you can trust. It just kind of feels like somebody that's just been playing so many games and fucking around so much here that this situation has become such a confusing, migraine-inducing shit show that, you know, I just don't really think there's very much to figure out with this person. Not really. Unless, and I'm going to advise you not to do this, but unless you wanted to take a deep, deep dive into what this person's lying about, how many times they cheated on you, how many times they lied to you, you know, and all that, that is not very smart. And I'm going to tell you that right now, that is not smart. Now, I don't pull that information. I don't. Every once in a blue moon, only if it's something that you do absolutely need to hear. But 99% of the time, it's not. 99% of the time, that kind of energy does nothing but hurt you worse. That's all it does. So all it does is hurt you worse and prolongs the healing process. But yeah, this is just a mess. I'm thinking that this person wants to just close this out and be done with it, honestly. That's what I'm thinking. For those of you who are wondering whether or not this is somebody you can trust, absolutely not. If this is somebody you've caught in a lie before and you're wondering if they're still lying to you, absolutely. It's just not somebody you can trust at all. So, fuck, man. Let's just get the advice on this. I'm going to need to burn some sage here in a minute. I'm going to need to burn me some sage here. Let's grab the advice real quick, and then I'm going to clear the air. Jesus Christ, Batman. What's the advice with this situation? Whoa. Oh, Queen of Swords reversed. Well, hang on. And the Two of Swords. Two of Wands reversed. So this needs to be closed out with the World card there. This needs to be closed out and released. Now, don't, how am I going to word this? Don't waste too much energy trying to figure out all the wrong shit. I don't know who needs to hear this. It may only be one or two of you, but I just get a really strong feeling that a lot of you are hung up on all the wrong stuff. So I'm going to throw some miscellaneous pieces of advice out there and take it if you need it. For those of you trying to figure out everything about this person, like for example, let's say you found out you got cheated on and you're wondering how many times they cheated on me. Who gives a fuck? That is completely irrelevant. Completely. What difference does it make? What difference does it make? Why does that matter? It doesn't. All that matters is you cheated. You're not who I thought you were. You're not somebody I need in my life. That information is not going to do you any good. People sometimes think that knowing those things is going to help them. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. You may think it will. No, it won't. Mark my word. All that's going to do is piss you off more. All that's going to do is hurt you more. All it's going to do is drag you down further. And ultimately, best case scenario, prolong the healing process. Worst case scenario, completely prevent you from healing altogether. I've seen that happen before. I've seen that happen before. But honestly, you know, you're the one with the upper hand here. I don't know if you realize that or not. See, because when you're dealing with somebody in this energy right here, and they always have something to hide, they're very weak. They have a very weak foundation. Everything about them is just a house of cards. And whether or not that house of cards gets blown over strictly depends on whether or not you know the truth. So they're always having to come up with a new lie to cover up that lie. And then a new lie to cover up this lie that backs up that lie. And it's just a house of cards. And they're just stacking these cards so carefully. You know, and the closer you get to finding out the truth, the closer you get to blowing that whole house of cards down. So you actually have the upper hand. Now, their house of cards is going to come crashing one way or the other, period. You don't need to worry about their little house of cards. Don't worry about that. Release it. Go do you. And some of you may need to release a little bit of this frustration first. You know, let the waters calm down a little bit. And I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. But I can tell you this much. With this energy, if this person stays in this energy right here, oh, their whole world's going to come crashing down before 2025 is over. All right? I'm just looking at the energy. Kind of like an auto mechanic. If an auto mechanic sees that your vehicle is burning oil, you know, has bad piston rings, is running hot because the fucking thermostat's stuck, you know, that mechanic could say, before the year's over, you're going to end up on the side of the road. If you leave your car in that condition, you're going to be on the side of the road before 2025 is over. Similarly, very similarly, if this energy stays the same with this person, oh, it's going to come crashing down before the year's over. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about it. See, you need to do you, heal from this, release it, and then when that time comes, you will have rised above it, and they'll be sitting on the side of the road. If you're not careful, you'll be sitting on the side of another road somewhere along with them if you allow this to keep pulling you down and weighing you down like that. You know what I'm saying? And then once you feel like you've released enough of it, I'm not saying you have to be glowing and floating on a cloud and shit and rainbows, but once you feel like you've released enough of it, then that's when maybe we can think about having a closure conversation. But right now, while the energy's still so tense and heavy like this, I would advise against that. I mean, do what you do, but yeah, you're the one with the upper hand here, whether you know it or not. Good God. Let me clear the air here. That was a mess. That was messy. Almost kind of sort of like Leo's reading last night. Only theirs was way worse. I ain't gonna lie. Theirs was way, way worse. But yours was getting up there. That was close. Getting close in messiness. All right. Let's see if anything new is coming in for the singles in the third week of June. Anything new coming in for the singles? Hang on, I already used this deck. Hold up. Anything new coming in? Oh, 4 cups just fell out here for you. So, hang on. There's an opportunity around you that you're not aware of. 2 more. Yeah, there's an opportunity that you're not aware of. I think because there's somebody who's too afraid to approach you for some reason. A little bit too afraid to approach you, so they're kind of holding back. Now, honestly, ooh. See, you got Lover's card, 10 of Cups down here. Boy! And the Magician. So let me just talk about this real quick. How am I going to say this? When you're on the right path, for the lack of a better phrase, I don't like using that phrase because there isn't a right path, wrong path. That's a different story for a different time. But when you're on the right path and you're headed towards blessings, things are about to start blowing up for you and looking amazing. You will always go through a shitty period where it looks like nothing is working out, where it looks like everything's against you, where it looks like things are just falling apart. You know, you will go through that period. Now, there's many different reasons why you go through that period. We could sit and speculate all day. You know, maybe the universe is clearing away the old shit to make way for the new. That's one of the most common reasons why you do that. Maybe you're just making a completely and totally different vibrational change, and everything and everyone that doesn't align with the vibration you're moving to has to be pulled away from you. There's so many different reasons why it happens, but that happens. Things are going to start looking shitty and working against you. And right when you just surrender to it and you just let go and you just say fuck it and just accept it, boom, that's when you get slapped with unexpected blessings. And that's not an accident behind why that happens that way. That's not a coincidence. Those of you who grabbed up my courses, specifically how to attract your life partner and manifesting financial abundance, because the financial abundance course actually has the science and quantum physics behind how manifestation works. And I know that some of those concepts are kind of weird and hard to wrap the mind around. But once you fully grasp how all that works, you'll understand why. As long as you're clinging and fighting and clinging and fighting and clinging and fighting, nothing's working out. But the minute you surrender, you know, for whatever reason, you just don't, most of the time it's just because you don't even have the strength left. You know, you're just tired and you just surrender. Just fuck it then. I don't even care anymore. Boom. Now, I think that's happening in the third week of June. With this being down here at the very end of the line with the Nine of Swords there, I'm being told to tell you that you're on the right path to keep doing what you're doing. It may not look like things are working out. It may look like things are going to be very, very bleak. They're not. They're not. Don't change anything about the path that you're on. But there isn't an open door of opportunity available to you, but it doesn't really look like any movement's happening. Whoever this is afraid to approach you. They're afraid of rejection, afraid of abandonment. They have insecurity issues, and with the Eight of Swords there, I'm kind of feeling like you don't even have a clue who it is. Some of you may have an idea, but not really seeing a lot of action being taken as far as this goes. Not really. Not really. Let me get some advice. See if any more advice wants to come through. Any more advice? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, by the way, y'all, today's Friday, right? Tomorrow is going to be our next round of weekly live readings here on this channel. You can pre-order anytime on my website. They're $25. Right now, the list of pre-orders is relatively small. So if you order now, you'll be in the front of the line. They're read in the order of which they come in every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, live right here on this channel. You can read more about that in the description. I forgot today was Friday. It just now dawned on me. Fuck, we're doing the live readings again tomorrow. Holy shit. That flew by fast, didn't it? All right. Boop, boop, be doo. Hangman reverse. I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't put your life on hold waiting around for nobody. It looks like it's going to be more miscellaneous advice. I'm just going to throw it randomly. Whatever that thing is that you're white knuckling right now. Well, actually, let me pull back. Sometimes it's helpful to step back and question. If I was to just let this go, when I say this, that could be anything. Your job, your relationship, a friendship, a connection with a family member, just whatever. If I was to just step back and let this go for a second, what would happen? What would happen? If I step back and let you go, will you just drift away? If I stop texting you first, will I ever hear from you again? If I was to just not show up for work one day, would my boss be like, all right, let's go through the stack of applications and hire somebody else? Or would my boss be calling me up like, yo, don't quit, I'll give you $1 raise, right? What would happen if I just step back and let this thing go? Because a lot of people right now are holding themselves back by white knuckling some type of situation or scenario because they know that if they just release it for a fraction of a second, it's going to crash and burn. Well, sometimes maybe flirt with the idea of saying, well, fuck it, who cares? If I step back and let go of you for a fraction of a second and you float away, maybe you're not somebody I need in my life. If I was to step back and just let go of my job for a fraction of a second and they would just replace me like I'm a damn hamster, maybe I should go try to find a new job somewhere. Just something to think about. Now, this may not be the end-all, be-all solution to every single situation, but in lots and lots of situations and scenarios in life, playing around with that thought can be enlightening. It can be enlightening. Like I said, don't hang around and wait on anybody to see your value. If somebody in your life doesn't see your value, don't waste any energy trying to prove it to them. Okay? If you ever find yourself bending over backwards trying to make somebody see you a certain way, that's not somebody you need in your life. Not somebody you need in your life. Be you 100%. See, it's easy when you're authentic, because I don't know where we get the idea that it's possible to make everybody like you. Where do people get that idea? Where do people get the idea that they can act a certain way, or dress a certain way, or talk a certain way, or walk a certain way, and it's going to make every fucking body like them? Where do people get that idea? It doesn't matter what you do. Some people will love you, some people will hate you. It doesn't matter what clothes you wear. Some people will love you, some people will hate you. It doesn't matter what you look like. Some people will love you, some people will hate you. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much money you make. Some people will love you, some people will hate you. It doesn't matter how you act, how you walk, talk, act, and quack. Some people will love you, some people will hate you. No matter what, period. You're never going to escape the fact that some people will love you and some people will hate you. So why dump all of this energy into being fake? Why do that? First of all, it's a waste of energy. Second of all, if I'm being fake, I don't know if any of the connections in my life are actually genuine. Because if you're my friend and I'm not being my true authentic self around you, you might not even like the real me. So I could possibly have a complete and total fake ass friendship going on right here, because you don't even know me. Could you sleep at night with that thought running through your mind? Being 100% authentic is the quickest, fastest, easiest way to find out who your fucking people are. Quickest, fastest, easiest way. See what I'm saying? And that goes in relationships too. Straight up. So, okay. Anything else? Keep your options open. Don't attach yourself to anyone. Okay? All right, well, I feel like those were the messages that my Virgo family needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is in the description. And remember, y'all, tomorrow is our next round of weekly live readings. You can pre-order on my website, $25. They're read in the order of which they come in live every Saturday here on this channel. If you have shit to do tomorrow, no big deal. Just come back after the playback of the live is posted and go to the comments. All the readings will be timestamped. So, again, you can read more about that and everything else I have to offer in the description. And all right, I'm out of here now, y'all. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.